the bag worker, bottom apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You tune in Apartment 5B, hosted by your man Kill. Y'all already know what it is with me. I got my squad with me tonight. As always, ladies first, Porsche. What's good, miss?
How's it going, Kill?
Everything is good. I got my brother Joell out of NYC. What's good?
What's going on, baby? How y'all doing?
Hey, everything is good. Nick out the ATL.
Good evening.
All right. Rec out of, where you at, Rec? Houston, you always on the road.
H-Town.
I'm in H-Town, man.
All right, H-Town. And yo, I got for the first time chopping it up with us, I got my man D. What's going on, fam?
What's good? Demi D in the building. Queens, you already know.
Okay. All right. What part of Queens, man?
What's that? Hollis 207. We here.
Okay. That's exactly what it is. I got
what part of Queens he from?
Hollis.
Oh, okay. I'm from Far Rockaway originally, man.
Okay. What's up, Queens? You already.
All right. Yo, so this is what we chopping up about tonight. Everybody, well, for the most part, you know, you got what people call armchair quarterbacks. You know, people sit back, watch the game, swear they could coach it, swear they could call all the right plays and everything like that. Tonight, we talking about armchair A&Rs. This convo got started because one of my people got at me on Twitter and basically was like, yo, you know, what you think about Joell Ortiz? I was like, oh, man, Joell's a monster, you know, bars for days, whatever. He was like, yo, you heard his album with Slimer? I'm like, fuck, I don't want to hear that shit. You know, he's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, you just said the man got bars for days and he's nice and he's all these things. And I'm just like, I don't know. Joell just don't have it for me. And that's just it for me. You know what I mean? And I look at MCs as how people look at, you know, people they're attracted to. You know, what may be an attractive woman for me may not be an attractive woman for y'all, or vice versa. So, you know, we're going to be talking about everybody up here has 5 MCs who they think is dope, but just doesn't have it. And we're going to try and see if we can figure out what it would be to help them get better. But the first thing I want to ask everybody is give me at least 1 or 2 MCs that you currently are feeling. Like, please don't tell me Rakim from like 30 years ago. Like, I mean, seriously, somebody may be like, well, you know, RS1. And I'm like, bro, come on, it's been 1 year. So relatively at least 2,000 plus. Like somebody you like and why you like them. So Porsche, give me at least, you know.
I'll give you one.
All right, Blue. Now, what is it about Blue that makes you like him?
I think it's mostly like lyrical content. I'm a lyrics person first, so lyrical content is important to me. And I like Blue's lyrics. I think his tracks tell a story, and on top of that, I think he has good production. I think his production is great on his albums. He's actually, he's somebody who definitely is somebody I look forward to whenever his albums drop.
All right, no doubt. What about you, D? Give me like 1 or 2 MCs that you feeling and why. What is it about them that you mess with?
Me off top, this is Styles P. You know, Styles P's been consistent for it. And I kind of, you know, I liked him, but recently he made me really like appreciate him. I'm like, oh, nah, he's it. He's been really consistent, still sharp with the words, got a lot of content, topics, variety. So I definitely run with Styles P and, you know, King Push all day. You know, that's early. All right, no doubt. What about you, Rap?
Right now, who I'm feeling, man, the boy Bass. He down with
J. Cole and them.
Yeah, I've been listening to that cat's album for the last couple of days, man. I like him, man. It's kind of refreshing. You know, J. Cole come with the same shit all the time, so to hear somebody else in his camp come with a whole nother style, flow, whatever the case, it's refreshing. I like him, man. He's I'm not gonna call him versatile because this is his first full-length album, but I mean, from what I've heard so far, man, dope album.
And what's this dude's name?
His name is Bass, B-A-S.
B-A-S. All right, what about you, Nick?
I'm gonna do the easy one. Kendrick Lamar. like the dude, you know, the wordplay, the content, he can make all types of records. Never makes the same album twice. I just think he the best out, like as far as the well-rounded artist out of his age bracket. He the man right now.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, what about you?
First of all, I want to shout out Jim Jones. For like the last 4 years, I've always looked forward to Jim Jones dropping albums. I'm just become a really big fan of his over the last 4 years. You know what I mean? Like he's really improved. Like Phil was saying, he might get the award for most improved MC of all time. Like for real, because
of all time.
Dog, if you would, so now nobody's gonna agree with me on this. That El Capo, that's 5 mics. I bang that.
I didn't get a chance to hear it. I heard it dope.
I haven't heard it yet. So.
Listen. First of all, on production alone, it deserves 5 mics. And
is that you or what's in your left hand talking?
Yeah,
you know I love you, man. Y'all like my little bro. I always fuck with y'all.
Production alone,
Arson just kills this.
Outstanding.
Right, I'm on it. All right,
that's a dope album.
And my other guys, a young cat. I like Boss too. We spoke about that.
I felt you would like Boss.
Yeah, definitely. I bangs with Nick Grant heavy, man. Like Nick Grant is really one of the nice ones. He really takes attention to detail in his lyrics. He's young, different flows, different content, topic, and you know he keeps himself. He's a versatile MC. But we'll get into why he hasn't really reached where he needs to go yet. But Nick is one of my guys, definitely.
Right. And for me, the funny thing is again, for the 5 that I'm feeling and the 5 that I'm like stuck with, it's all the same thing. I got Pusha, Conway, Benny, Rock Mars, and Sci-Hi. And to me, they all have a certain voice. Like Pusha, when you hear them, you know it's them. There's no confusing. Oh, is that West Side Gun? Is that Pusha? Is that Benny? You hear them, you know it's them. Quotable. Y'all know I'm really big on quotable. You know what I mean? Like me and my man was going back and forth on Twitter. And D, I think it was you who said it. Was it you who said the whole thing about when Benny was like, the judge will give you them years and then he playing golf? Like that, like that's the thing. Now everybody was talking about, Thought slaughtered Benny and Thought went in, and Thought did. This is not Thought went in, but I prefer Benny's verse because there were quotables in it that just stood so tall to me that it wasn't about doing 40 bars. It was about what you said in the time you said. And again, before y'all Thought lovers, I don't even got to work for y'all yet. Before y'all start coming, like I'm not. Thought killed it. Thought got a quotable. He said something like, in every picture we took, now the father was in the pic. Like there are bars in there, so I'm not fronting on Thought, but it's just certain things that Benny was saying. So I'm in the quotables when Push is like ran off on the plug too, like True Boy, like. That line right there, I'm the type of dude, you can give me 16 of quotables and give me 180 bars of you spitting, and I'm going to go with the nigga who gave me more quotables. But that's just me. There's a certain swag with all those MCs. With Pusha, with Conway, with Benny, with Rock Marcy, there's just a swag with them. And then also to me, the last thing for all of those, there's a certain authenticity about it. Right. Like kind of like what Yao was saying before we started recording. You listen to the plugs I met, you feel like you go cook a brick right now. You feel like, yo, fuck that. Let me go in the kitchen and start. So there's a certain authenticity to it. When I hear Pusha rhyme, I'm not like, man, this nigga ain't never sold no drug. Like there's this authenticity. When you listen to Side-Eye No Dope on Sundays, there's no way you can listen to that album and walk away and be like, I think this nigga lying. Like he's spitting too much game.
I agree.
For you to even question that. So for me, I'm very big in the voice, quotables, your swag, and your authenticity. So let's do this. Porsche, what are one of the MCs who you got who's nice lyrically, but maybe just doesn't have it? And then we gotta go across the board and kind of figure out what we think. Rank is a producer, DJ, Yao's an MC, I'm a producer, y'all listen. We're gonna talk about what we think could make that MC doper. So Porsche, who's your first MC?
Tragedy Gaddafi. I don't know why. I mean, Tragedy's dope, and Tragedy is pivotal in a lot of albums, and I don't know why he didn't, like, he should have blown up way more than he did. So Tragedy is one of those people that I don't know what it is, because lyrically he's dope. He's had hands in a lot of projects that are dope as hell, but for some reason he just sort of gets swept to the wayside, and I don't know why.
Yeah, a lot to do with that war report too. A lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Right, now here's the thing. I got an answer for me. Anybody else want to go first? I'm looking in the crates real quick. Anybody else got a take on why Trash hasn't blown yet?
I mean, at this point, I mean, he just is past his prime.
It's past, but as far as when it was time for him, I think honestly, man, you figure in the 90s, the climate, what he was rapping about, what he changed the rap about, you're not selling no records with that. And that's only going to take from a situation of who's listening. If you're not in the 5 boroughs, Philly, or anywhere where there's a strong 5% nation, a Muslim nation, you're not gonna catch half of that. Mm-hmm. When he says the word Aki, Porsche, what does the word Aki mean?
I don't know none of that.
And
you know,
that's my point. It's simple. It means friend. It means friend. Yeah. But the average, we talking worldwide, not just in the country.
Yeah, it's out from Atlanta, so they lost.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, worldwide to a degree, maybe. I mean, I don't even think worldwide is needed. I just think even like in the continental United States or in North America, you know. But correct. even that, he didn't blow up, as far as I know.
No, you're right. He should have been able to make an album on par with the War Report. I feel like he should have been able to at least make one album like that.
Right.
That
I mean, if you ask any of those guys, album,
they're going to give him props as far as being one of the front runners for why they do what they do. Period.
What's that, Rack D? What was you saying?
No, I'm saying he does have a strong album, though. I don't know if it's on the level of the War Report, but you got the Thug Matrix album is pretty strong in the debut album. Well, not the debut, but the debut when he was no longer the intelligent hoodlum or whatever.
Yeah.
That right there.
Now, see, that album was dope.
This right here.
Yeah, that is dope.
Yeah.
This is why Trash never blew up for me. This is why I never took him serious. Because again, what did I just say? Authenticity. You can't come out in 1990 saying arrest the president. He's the dealer. I'm the intelligent hoodlum. He got on the intelligent Tupac. I just got out of jail. No, I'm still in jail glasses. You can't have and then turn around and the next time you pop up, you talking about, yo, son, I'm Gaddafi, son. I sell drugs, done. Like, that shit. So right there for me, like I said.
But in his defense, maybe that was the front.
And you know what? Because
he from Queensbridge.
Either way, it's not a good look.
But here's the thing. What came first, chicken or the egg? Like, I don't know why. And here, you know what? I do know why. I was about to say, I don't know why we gave the pass to RZA when that nigga came out with the I Love You Rock, right? Nobody even talks about that. I don't know. You want to know why? Because when we heard Wu-Tang, it was so dope.
We forgot all that. We forgot that shit quick.
I was going to say Brand Nubian. Big difference between One for All and In God We Trust. Big difference.
Yeah, you're right. But I think it's always about, people forget if you put out dope music. Why do mofos not act like Mobb Deep and hit it from the back? We act like Mobb Deep was killing niggas. We act like
they was kids. They was kids.
It don't matter. Because keep in mind, when again, y'all know I read P's book. Again, these motherfuckers been talking about they've been robbing people since high school. So I don't want to hear they was just kids.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you came out with sickles and fucking looking like you children of the corn and shit. Corn stalks. Now you in Queensbridge killing everybody. But why did we believe them? Because the music was so dope. So again, maybe if Tragedy would have came out with something on the same level as the War Report, and it is kind of weird because did him and Havoc have a fallout or something?
I mean, they've had falling outs back and forth throughout the years, man. They've all had falling outs, man.
He had a big falling out with Nori, though. That was the main problem.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, with Havoc at that time, you should at least, the beat should have been crazy. Like,
he had some beats, though. It's just, what label was he on? Like, Back then, you know, it was about labels.
Yeah,
Right.
It was like on Land Speed or some shit.
Yeah, see, you know.
If you was on Land Speed, you wasn't.
You wasn't gonna get that reach.
You had to already have a buzz to survive on those type of labels, type of thing.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Yo, D, who's one of your MCs, man?
Who that just ain't have it? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna start it off with J. Rue the Damager, man. Like,
okay,
I don't know, like he just ain't have it. He had a strong debut, considered classic by most, right? Really tough songs on there, lyrics on point. He had a strong follow up, but he just never seemed to really like.
Can I take this one?
I'm about to take that.
Yeah,
this is easy. This is an easy one.
It was what he was rapping about.
No more Premier.
No, but I'm saying even the first time around, he never seemed to get that shine like everybody else. Like he ain't really seen the.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he didn't blow up like Nas or Biggie or nothing like that.
Just the rest of everybody. Like he was respected, but he seemed to stay in that like hip hop circle. I don't know. He was doing better than that. I was thinking.
I think it's the appearance, man. Appearance matters.
The appearance, yeah.
Appearance matters a lot.
The beard. No shape up.
Beard. He had like the Anthony Hamilton beard. You know
what I'm saying? Like,
I think his flow was kind of dry.
Who was it, J. Rue?
Yeah.
We called him the Anthony Hamilton.
He had the Anthony Hamilton beard. You know what I mean?
Hey man, that's a struggle, man. It's a struggle, bro.
Yeah, the struggle beard.
Yeah.
What you saying, y'all?
He had the struggle, John. The struggle beard.
I mean, I think it's that too, and then I think his follow up. That's when hip hop was changing.
It was changing. He was never going to be one to conform to that. You know what I mean? Not only that, but like quite as that. If you had started seeing like J. Rue the Damager in like a shiny suit, rapping to like 80 samples, I would be a little concerned. I'm like,
I'd have been hurt.
Yeah, for real.
I'd have been hurt.
Also, with the industry changing, we gotta remember with that second album, Rapping My Math, yo, you know, you did some Fox, so you basically did the same thing Daylight did with Stakes Is High.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was drawing that line.
Yep.
It was right, like you said, Nick. It's right on that line of Bad Boy, and we all knew what, you know. At that point, everybody was a hater, so it was just on some shit. Like I just think J. Rue, and to me, I like Rap for the Math, but to me, the beat,
I liked it.
It went all the way there.
Yeah, you know, I like the rap, but it wasn't the debut. Like when you think about Clean and the original, and Brooklyn took it. To me, there's no beat. In fact, here's the funny story. I remember I was in Philly listening to Power 99, and one day came on. I swear to God, first thing I said was, man, here goes some Philly niggas making some fake commitment. Like, that was my first thought when I heard the beat. Like, Philly always trying to sound like somebody else, man. We just need to sound like ourselves. We started rapping, I was like, oh shit, this is a primo beat. Like, so again, you know, what was the joint? You're Playing Yourself. That was the, you know, which to me, I mean, to me that was just the shot. Like, yo, I'm gonna take the player's anthem and I'm gonna flip it. So I wasn't even feeling that as a beat or a song. You know what I mean? So again, the first album, hey, it's not you hit me with Come Clean the first time, and then the original, and then the Bitches, and then you come back with You're Playing Yourself in one day, like. You know, and then the joints I really did fuck with on there, like Frustrated Nigga, that was on I forgot what
soundtrack.
That was soundtrack.
Yeah, that was on like the Jersey Drive soundtrack first.
Yeah.
That was the thing, because there was a lot of people who wasn't feeling Daylight at that time because they was on that cusp of, oh, why you got this? You know, the niggas getting the money. So that was my take. Anybody got any other ideas on J. Rue? By J. Rue? And then of course, what Nick said, no more Premier. Because J. Rue did an album, he did an EP with Large Professor, and I was kind of hyped. Like, okay, this should be good, and it really wasn't. You know what I mean? So I just think hip hop moved past that intelligent phase. You know, like J. Rue he was right in at the end of the cusp of the intelligent phase.
Yeah. He needed to be about 4 to 5 years earlier.
Right. Where people
want the African medallion on.
We can't stop the profit and knowledge and wisdom. Hip hop was moving past that phase. You know what I mean? Rec, who's one of your people?
Man, I'm going with Sauce Money, man.
Oh man,
I was excited for Sauce Money because I didn't really know who he was around that time. I just heard him on joints, and when he came out with the Belly joint, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Came out with a couple joints after, and then the album dropped. Now the album is dope.
That's my shit.
It was like, all right, bro, where the rest of it? I just felt like he just label moves or whatever you want to call it, man. I just don't think he made the right decisions in my personal opinion.
So you talking about this joint, middle finger?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's got a couple of joints on it, but for what it should have been at that time with the in-house production they had, that joint should have been a banger, and it wasn't. And then after that,
yeah, that should have been like
gone.
Fire album.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, there was no excuse from a fan standpoint as to why that album should not have taken off or been a good second release. Just an opinion, a second release for a Rockefeller album. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what happened. It just I don't know.
Well, I can tell you this, bro, because I'm looking at the credits. Mr. Rapture, yo, I'm a hip hop nigga. I ain't never heard of no nigga named Mr. Rapture.
Yeah, sound like Quincy Jones alter ego.
He got.
That's what I was gonna say.
What's that?
Sound like Quincy Jones alter ego.
From Brooklyn, and this is my problem with AZ too. You were a rapper from Brooklyn at that time. Why don't you have DJ Premier on your album?
I mean, he has some Premier beats on there, but
he got one Premier beat. He got the joint Intruder Alert.
That's the only one.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't on Rockefeller though. That was the biggest problem. Like,
and that's another mistake he made. Like that was around the time where everybody want to be the leader. Everybody can't be a leader.
Correct.
Sign the deal with Rockefeller. Get them Just Blaze and Kanye and Bink beats and keep it moving.
Yeah, shoot, even Ski was killing too at that time.
Yeah, Ski too. Yeah.
I mean, Blaze and them wasn't around yet though. This was way before.
Yeah, this is kind of prior to them. So DJ Premier
recorded 98, 99.
But he said he was on Vlad, and he was saying that album got held for like 2 years. So those beats is really older than that. Yeah. So that could have been a big problem too.
I'll say this with Source. Number one, the production. I don't know who half these people are on here. That's all right there. No disrespect. Y'all know Marley's in my top 5 all time. Why Marley's on this album in 2000?
2000, exactly.
No idea.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Right. I couldn't tell you.
Number two, I'll tell you this. My old head, my OG who put me on at the radio station in the Beats, a kid called Roots. I'm in his crib in Queens in 97. He's from Elmhurst. He played me an album he did with Source Money. The shit is incredible. The shit is fucking incredible. Everything that y'all wanted from Source, that was it. Because Roots was strictly at a certain time he was boom back. SP12, ASR 10. Trust me. I begged Roots. I reached out to Source on Twitter. Please
leak it.
This album.
Put it out.
Like, yo, 1997. So we talking this album is 22 years old. And I promise you, everything that y'all are saying you expected from Source was on this album with Roots. I don't know what the holdup was. He was on Priority with this album. I don't know what that holdup is. And again, some of you have heard this story. This is another good story. I tell it all the time about Source. I should have got an A&R credit for this shit right here. My man Roots comes to the studio. He says, yo, here's a beat Premier gave me for Source. I was like, that shit whack. and Roots was looking at me like, now this is 1995. So he like, my nigga, come on, I can't go back and tell Premier this beat whack. Fuck, I was like, my nigga, I don't know what you gonna do, but that shit is not it. So he goes back, tells Premier, comes back with a new beat, plays it. I'm like, that's that shit right there. That ended up being Against the Grain.
That was a banger.
Whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
Now, here's the wild part. The original beat ended up being on Gangstar's Moment of Truth. It's the joint, the rap grows bigger. I still don't like that. But when he came in and played the rap grows bigger, I was like, that shit sound lazy to me. Like, that don't even sound like no time and effort. But when he came back in with the Against the Grain beat, I was like, yeah, that watch out for your friends. And then the beat drop, I was like, there you go. So you all are all welcome for Against the Grain. Okay, that's all me. If it wasn't for me, that nigga would have been rhyming over the rap grows bigger. Yeah, who's one of the people for you, good brother?
Jadakiss.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I heard Jadakiss.
Yeah, she always get disgusted. That's another that's another screen grab. We're gonna be having that on the TL. That face you just
Listen,
we ain't talking
no,
about
because I had Jadakiss on my list.
listen. So give it a buck. If you told me 10 years ago that Styles P was going to be the most prolific artist from that group. The same way I feel about Jim Jones and same way I feel about Ghost and Wu-Tang. Like you could not convince me at the start of this thing that this guy was going to be. But Styles P is the best, and I'm not sure what happened with Kiss, but like, when he started out, it was the voice, it was the bars. My homie just came over there, or did we have a discussion like how Kiss used to have a bar on every verse that would just make you walk out the room. He doesn't do that anymore. One, that's one. Two, the albums just be like, they're not bad albums, but they're just not great albums. And he gives you
Top 5 Dead or Alive is brutal.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
stop saying it's not bad. Top 5 Dead or Alive is brutal. Like, let's delete that from Jadakiss's entire.
I'm not gonna delete that album from his entire catalog, because there are joints on there that I will never not bang. There are like the joint with him and Styles P going back and forth is remarkable. It's remarkable. It's like
giant.
When you have an entire album that's garbage and you have one track, of course it's gonna stand out. But come on,
don't do that. The joint with Swiss Beats is tough. The joint with Puff talking on the interlude is tough. Like these are
Puff is tough.
God, you lost me, yeah. If I had
the joint with Young Buck, the joint with Young Buck is tough.
The joint with Nipsey is tough.
The joint with Nipsey is crazy.
See, okay,
ain't nothing new.
Okay. Listen, the joint on there.
The joint with Nas is out. The joint with Nas is fire.
The joint with Nas is fire. And that's what I'm talking about. Rain. That joint is fire. So Kiss always
features though.
Kiss is always gonna give you an album of 15 joints. Let's say all his albums have 15 joints on them, right? All of them. He's gonna give you 5 joints that'll be like, wow. And then he's gonna give you like 4 joints that are like, okay. And then he's gonna give you 2 joints that are like, yo, why did you put that on the album? And I mean, it dilutes everything. It's just like, dog, like, why can't you just bring me a like classic 10-track? Like, there's no reason why Kiss hasn't been able to do what Pusha did on a 7 or 10 like 10-track album. You know what I mean? I feel like he has that type of talent, and he doesn't need much. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much, but I feel like he goes above and beyond to try to please like everybody. If you just do what you do and do what you do best, everything else will take care of itself. Styles P doesn't take chances like that. He knows what he's good at, he sticks to it, and he tries to get better at what he's good at doing already. So that's why he's been the most prolific. Styles P put 3 albums last year.
I think Kiss's problem, man, is he has bad beat syndrome, man. If he did an album with one producer, we might not be having these kind of conversations.
I see a lot of people keep saying
this to me that I think if he stuck with one sound for an album, it would be a good album. But it's got to be a specific producer.
Well, listen, but that's not fair, because there are people who do it with multiple producers that have.
But Jadakiss can't.
Here's the thing, y'all. Let me say this. One thing my pastor taught me: let's look at the track record. Jada hasn't been able to do that with multiple producers. So that's the thing. Like you said, other people have been able to do it. Well, shit. Other ball players have been able to do certain things other ball players haven't been able to do. So that his track record of working with multiple producers hasn't worked. So I dig what Rack is saying. I don't personally think that that's going to save the day. I don't know if Kiss can really make a whole out. I don't know if Kiss can hold my attention for 3 years.
What about 12 songs? What about 12 songs?
And that's another thing, dog. Like, I always felt like this, dog. Just shorten the projects.
Yeah.
So there's less room for error. Like, it's just a smarter way to do things. You know what I mean?
Look, man.
No, this nigga who is nice, but the nigga out of shape. So can we shorten the court? Can we make the court
wet? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Raymond Feltnez.
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna compete.
Yeah. You hear what you're saying, yeah? Jadakiss has had beats from Alchemist, DJ Premier, Timberland, shit. Maybe even he's been on some Dr. Dre joints. He's had the top notch of producers who we can ever talk about. And his albums as a whole are garbage. Trash.
Nah, Kiss to Death, not garbage.
But
Kiss to Death.
Here's the thing.
Look, I didn't start thinking Jadakiss was like downhill until Top 5 Dead or Alive. So I liked his other stuff. Top 5 Dead or Alive is just so bad that I'm like, what the hell?
But hold tight. Here's the thing, yeah. Let me ask you a question, yeah. So you're saying we should shorten the court because this nigga's out of shit.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, dog. People put out albums that are people put out albums that are 12 tracks. Like for you to put out a 16 track album and like 9 of them are like less than great, and y'all lose the project. Am I bugging out? Like people don't put out.
I said the big three. He said Jadakiss need to go to the big three.
Go to the big three. Now, what I'm saying is this. That to me, again, and we talked about this before, Kiss and Fab to me came out at a time when the industry again was shifting. I don't know why they wanted street rappers to try to make club and
radio songs. Yeah.
Yes,
I think that's what Kiss's problem has been. Now, here's the difference. Styles, it's the same thing with Beans and Freeway. I don't know why after Beans got off Rockefeller, he didn't just zoom into that hood crowd and go after that. He was still trying to make songs with R. Kelly for the radio and doing shit like that. Freeway, on the other hand, said, nah, I know where my support is. It's the streets. And Freeway made music for the streets. It's the same thing with Kiss and Styles. Styles understood, yo, I'm not gonna be able to make no song for the radio. I'm not gonna be able to make no song for this. So I'm gonna zoom in on the people who rock with me, which is the streets. Whereas I think Kiss, even with Top 5 Dead or Alive, he's still trying
those formulas,
please other people. And it's like, bro, again, look at your track record. I tell people this all the time. Like, my nigga, it hasn't worked for you. If your way of working was doing this, your name we wouldn't be talking about you right now. So you got to try something different, and Jada refuses to do that. So I'm not saying shorten the album. I'm saying you don't need 18 tracks. Give me 12, but let them 12 tracks be for us.
And that's all I was saying. Like, dog, like you really just got to like stop diluting the product with just trying to please like a down south audience or a West Coast audience. Like, do what you do. And that at the best level you can do it. And then,
let me ask you this, Joell. Do you think Jada, because Jada is one of those people who is great for a verse. He is great for a verse.
Yes.
Great for, a 16.
A feature,
Do you really think that you would really want to hear Jada talking I won't even go 3 verses old school. 2 verses for 12 songs. Do you really think Jada is going to be capable of holding you down and holding your attention? Not on some old, I'll listen to it, but that I'm hyped for it. Do you think Jada can do that?
Here's what I'm saying. I won't put it past him doing that because I never thought Jim Jones would do that. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be there. It has to be, because I still, when I still see Kiss on a feature or I see his name, I hit the play button because.
But feature Kiss is different from album Kiss, right?
Even when the albums come out, I'm still that much of a Jadakiss fan where I'll be like, okay, I have to see if he's gonna get me.
I'm checking Jada out.
You know what I mean? I just have to. It is what it is. And I wanted to start off this whole thing by saying I'm a rapper, and before I start criticizing any other rapper in their albums and how they done, I understand totally how difficult it is to make albums and then make great albums. So I don't want to like be needling people and have people thinking that like, oh, what is this nigga talking about? I'm not trying to play y'all because I get it, but that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So I just want to say that.
All right, and my other thing with Kiss is that for me personally, I don't think he can hold my attention for 12 songs, like that. Like, even if the Heat Makers said right now, like, boom, we got an album coming out with Kiss. As soon as we got done with Jim, we went right back in the studio. I'm intrigued by the beats. You know what I mean? But again, I just don't know if Kiss is that dude. Kiss may be better off at just making long ass, doing a Joe Budden, just rhyme bars, the chorus. We just gonna rhyme. Like, because again, at a certain point, like you said, you're an MC. And as an MC, if you're using you're up to your 4th album and that formula hasn't worked, you have to change the formula.
Agreed.
Yep, gotta switch it.
You have to do something different. So if it, like you said, maybe it is regulating, shortening the court. Say, you know what, I'm gonna just give y'all a 4-song EP. Or I'm gonna just, like I said, I'm gonna just give y'all bars. I'm not even gonna fuck around and try to make a three verse and get a chorus or anything like that. Because Why to me was banging. You know what I mean? Why is probably, We Gonna Make It was banging. You know what I mean?
He got joints.
Yeah, I mean, he got joints. It's just you can't make that whole
album. Yeah,
Nick,
I feel like even if he shortened the project, he would be the type that would take the wrong songs away. You know what I'm saying? Like he would take the song, he'd be like, nah, keep that one. He will still try to, if it was a 12-track album, he's still gonna try to do the West Coast joint, the South Coast, the club, the lady joint. Like,
a lot of that be sometimes you be in the studio and certain shit sounds way better in the studio than it does outside.
I agree with that.
I'll say this. Here's the thing.
Get caught up in a moment.
And we talked about this before. He is, and we named him who needs an A&R. He needs an A&R. He needs somebody that he trusts who can see the bigger picture and can sit down and say, yo, this is what I'm trying to give the niggas. This is what I'm trying to give the streets. And saying, okay, my nigga, whatever, you go. And again, I've had people say, kill A&R my project. I'm like, nah, because all you're gonna do is fucking argue. Because I'm gonna tell you to do left, you're gonna do right, and it's a waste of my fucking time. So unless you're gonna say, kill, you got, nigga, I don't care how much I love this beat, if you say that ain't it, then it ain't making the album. Most MCs don't want to give up that type of power. They don't want to give up that power. But at the end of the day, again, you have to look back at yourself and say, well, I've been doing this myself for three albums for over 10, 12 years. It ain't working. Fuck it. Let me get this dude a shot type thing. Like on the old, I'm not even going to go to the old school. But Nick, what you got for one of yours?
I'm going to go with J. Cole. I feel like he
why.
He has it, but when I hear people try to say he has a better discography than Kendrick, I'm like, where? I'm like, where is his Good Kid, Mad City? Where is his To Pimp a Butterfly? Where is his Damn? Where is it? He has great talent. He hasn't delivered yet. I would like to hear what y'all think. The reason why he hasn't.
I definitely agree. I don't think Cole has. I don't think he has a good discography. I don't think it's
I'm not saying it's bad. Yeah.
I don't think it's in a classic Kendrick. I just think that Cole has he caters to a certain type of person for whatever reason, and that particular fan base is like overly loyal. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, they try to compensate for some of his shortcomings by, you know, trying to say, oh yeah, he's on par, and that's why they call a lot of his albums like classics when they're not. I personally love J. Cole personally. People would argue that his Forest Hills album is a classic, but then people say that Drake doesn't have a classic. But I think Nothing Was the Same is a better album than anything J. Cole has done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Which album?
Nothing Was the Same. The one
I
mentioned.
No, we got to skip right over Drake. Right up.
Moving off Drake.
Stop doing that, y'all.
Off Drake. But like I said, I don't know. Me personally, like, even when I listen to Cole albums now, I think his mixtapes are better than his albums. Like a lot, just because back in the day, he had put out Friday Night Lights, which was like, which I thought should have been his debut album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was that good. So you have that aspect of it as well. I mean, maybe labels get involved, but he hasn't delivered like a game-changing album, like a moment album. You know what I mean? He definitely doesn't have a good Kid, Mad City, not at all, and he definitely doesn't have a Damn. To me, I think To Pimp a Butterfly is a little overrated to me. I have to go back and listen. I'm not a huge fan of that album personally. People call it a classic, so it is what it is. But he's definitely not in the classic Kendrick to me.
I think with Cole, for me at least, I need better production. Like, I think he's a dope MC. I just don't love him as a producer. I don't know why mofo. You know why mofos give him a pass? Because it's young mofos. Yeah, how old are you?
37. I'll be 38 in November.
37, 38. Us 40 years older niggas don't play that shit. Like that old, you're gonna use fucking Tribe's joint with the one with him and Kendrick, and he
used Outkast joint on the same album.
Outkast beat. Yeah. Dude just be rhyming over other people's beats. And y'all younger generation, y'all cool with that shit. Like, y'all don't mind that shit. Me, on the other hand, we don't play that shit. Like, you just can't take Electric Relaxation and tell, it's almost like piss on me and tell me it's raining. Nigga, I heard that beat before, my nigga. I was there.
Yes.
So,
and they're quick to call it a classic because they use that sample.
And again, people give him the pass for it. Like, it's the same thing me and y'all talking about with Meek Mills. Niggas gave Meek the pass. Oh, you rhyming over his beat? oh, it's all good, no problem. Nah, fuck that, it ain't all good. You know what I mean? So to me, it's the production, number one. And then number two, I just think, my man said this once, like, I wasn't a big fan of that Ye J album, whatever that shit was. And
Watch the Throne?
Yeah, Watch the
Throne. Whatever that shit was.
What happened?
I'm laughing. Yeah, Jay, whatever that shit was.
Yeah, but my man was like, yo, how are you gonna tell them this ain't a dope album? They doing like Niggas in Paris like 13 times. Like, you can't tell J. Cole he's not winning, and you need to check. He's the opposite of Jadakiss, actually. You see what I'm saying? You can say,
yes.
Jay, this ain't working for you. You can't go to J. Cole and say, hey, your formula isn't working. He's going to say, I'm going platinum every time. I'm going platinum with no features. Like, so how isn't this working for me? You see what I'm saying? So that's the flip with Cole. But I know for me, I would really like to hear him. And he did a song, I think, when he was talking about Kanye and Wale, but it didn't make the album.
I know, surprisingly.
That was
that was a banger. That was crazy.
A terrible album. Oh my God. Dog, I'm gonna tell you why. It was after a show. I stayed up, had my L's roll ready to go to hear this joint. I didn't even forget the name of this shit because I've like taken it out of my playlist. Like, I don't want to even hear this shit. Starts off with mad monotonous. Shit just blah. And you listen, for me to say it's blah, it's blah. Because I can find joy in a lot of things that people consider blah. This shit was boring me from. And then he had a couple tracks that were like, okay, cool. He had a joint called "Good." I want a folding clothes, which I thought was a dope joint. But then it was like, yo, where is the rest of the joints? And I was like, I didn't waste it. I had any.
Couldn't even smoke, right?
Complete waste of. I was so mad at myself for staying to listen to that album.
But it's the wild part. Why wasn't that song on the album when he talked about Wale? When
Let me see if I can pull up the fucking. Oh my God! I'm fucking.
I don't want to be labor on. Anybody else got anything else on why J. Cole doesn't have a classic? Are we good?
His fans box him in. That's all it is. His fans box him in. Like, you can't exactly what you and Yao nailed it. Like, he's never gonna fix it because why would he? Why would he? I don't even blame Cole. I dog Cole all the time, and I can't even blame the guy because his fans don't let him know anything more than that.
And so you know what? It's sort of like with Intelligent Hoodlum, but not really. I like J. Cole minus the dreads. Like, you know, with the dreads, I'm not really fucking with Cole. Like, if y'all know me on my Merz type slavery tattoo.
Merz slavery tattoo.
So I don't know what it is, but I put power. Hey, I'm a biblical man. I put power in here. So I don't know what. I'm not feeling the whole dread. And here's the thing. The wildest part is I don't know who did this beat, but he's got this song with one of these young rappers that's dope that I really like. He performed at the All-Star game. It's like
with 21
Savage joint. That's
like
that's a lot.
And I heard that. I was like, yo, that shit is dope, but it ain't Cole's. You know what I mean? So it's almost like here's the J. Cole. I want to be a part of the J. Cole fan base. I understand. I want to be part of the fan base.
I was gonna be like, Kill, you want to be a coal miner?
No, I understand. But I want to be able to be like. So when I heard him do that on All-Star break, I was like, yo, that shit is dope. Now where is that? Is that on the album? No. Like, same thing with the song talking about Wale. That's dope. Is that on the album? No. Oh, well, then what the fuck is on the album then? Like, where are you making these good songs for? The boring shit on the album. Like, again, A&R. First person I got up, Joell Ortiz. Joell Ortiz. I think Joell is a lyrical monster. I think Joell being part of Slaughterhouse, like, he's got it. Well, he got it as far as the lyrics, but it's something, and another one on my P, we could talk about them both right now for time's sake. Joell and Crooked. Slaughterhouse. But then you look at the other two members with Royce and Joe, and Royce and Joe have it. They have it. Whether you like Joe Budden or not, I understand he's a cornball, all that other shit. But
I actually have Joe on my list as not having it.
I got Joe on my list too as not having it.
This is good. Before we even move forward, D, what about Joe don't you like for him to have it? And you know what? I almost get it. I get it. But I want to hear from y'all first. What you got, D?
It's not even that I don't like it. where Joe lost me at is with that bum ass debut album. Okay. So I'm like, okay. Then I was rolling with him with the Triangle Office Squad, and I'm like, okay, he's doing it. And then he kind of started sliding off. Then he started getting into industry shit, and I'm just like, whatever. But as far as most people, that's when he kind of never really resonated with everybody. They're just like, oh, he's nice, but But Joe always been nice, though.
Now tell me this, did you fuck with his Mood Music series?
Yes.
1 and 2, but I was never like
blown away by it.
It's not even, I was never like, you know how some guys get you excited. That's what I mean, that it factor. Like, I'm just like, okay, it's good music. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, Joe, like,
Right. All right.
He had potential to do way more, though.
All right, Porsche, what about you?
I mean, same thing. Like, I think Joe definitely lyrically is there. I think he has everything. I don't know why, actually, because I thought the Mood Music series was dope. I'm not like I actually like that. And I like some of his other albums too. Like, I think Joe is pretty raw. He's pretty, he puts himself out there for sure. I mean, if you listen to his albums, you know his whole life. And what he's feeling, and he like bleeds on the tracks, like it's crazy. But I don't know why he just didn't. You think he has it. I don't. I think you have.
But here's the wild part, Porsche. Listening to y'all talk, I really don't think he has it. After listening to you and D say what y'all said, and let me explain why. I don't think the only classic album, in my opinion, I'm the only person who's gonna think this is Mood Music 4. I love that album.
A lot of people say they like it though.
Yeah.
Mood Music 4. Now 1, 2, and 3, there was joints on there, but as a whole, again, y'all know me. I'm always Morgan State to Clark, so I'm always Baltimore to Atlanta. Am I picking one Joe Budden to put in? Fuck no, no.
Right.
I'm putting a best of Joe, but I'm not putting in a whole Joe album. Mood Music 4, and this last joint he did with my guy, Rage Against the Machine. He did with
A-Rap music.
Yeah, with A-Rap music. Yeah, I like that joint. But to only say like one of them, and it's only a personal favorite. I highly doubt anybody else would say it. But for me, I think it goes back to one of those things that I like. I like adult contemporary hip hop. So I like the fact that Joe lets you in. I like the fact that Joe talks about relationships. It's like a fine thing. Like, I like that. But then looking back on what you and D just said, it does kind of make sense that he really doesn't have it as far as being able to make a complete album out of all these mixtapes. So I agree. I agree that he really doesn't have it. But I guess there is something. I guess even with Joe, if you don't like him, he has a personality. And maybe,
and that's the thing, is he's got a personality. He's doing great on now.
Yeah,
podcast Joe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of podcast Joe.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, because I see
he's got like over a million people tuning in twice a week.
Going on tour for sold out crowd. Which is
people like Joe. Like, Joe is a guy that's likable, obviously. But for some reason, Album Joe isn't a likable. Like, people don't. I don't know. People just don't.
But you know why people like Joe, in my opinion? Because Joe keeps it 100.
Yeah,
I agree.
100. He's not gonna be like, oh, I don't want to disrespect Eminem. He's gonna tell you how he feels about Eminem. So
and you gotta love it for sure.
Where 90% of people who are in the media are always gonna keep it, I don't want to ruffle no feathers. Yeah. That ain't Joe. He's gonna get up with the Migos.
Nah, he'll get up with certain cats. He'll get up with certain cats. Certain people, he ain't gonna have that same.
No. Right, because when he tried that shit, what's my podcast man's name who locked up right now?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
He tried that with Tax, and Tax got in his ass. So again,
he know who to do it with.
Try that with certain people, but with Joe, he has a personality. I don't know what Joell's personality is. I just know that he's a spitter. So I know for me, if a Joell album came out, for me to be hype about it, he'd have to have the right producers for me. That's number one. I'd have to see a production lineup that has some names that I'm like, okay, the beats are gonna be dope. And I'm gonna have this is my same criteria for almost everybody. Maybe doing a concept album, and actually rapping about something. I know Joell got bars, and y'all know me. I'm not into that lyrical miracle shit. I don't need quadruple entendres and shit I gotta rewind 8 billion times. Sometimes I just want to hear a dope rhyme. And somebody on my timeline was like, well, you want people to dumb it down. I'm not saying dumb it down to no motherfucking ABC, but maybe give me a double entendre and not a quadruple entendre. Like, you know, give me something a little more. And then, like I was just gonna say, do more than just spit. Do more than just rhyme. Tell me a story. Like,
I agree with that. Some people get in their own way with just rapping. Like rapping.
That's Jadakiss' problem. All he do is rap. He give you a story here and there, but all he do is rap.
Yeah.
Yo, you're Jadakiss. Has Jada ever really told a story?
Yes.
Feel me?
Feel me.
Yeah.
Feel me and still feel me. He's got a couple stories that are.
The Letter to Big.
Oh, Letter to Big makes me cry every time. Like, I can't even listen to that. Yeah, that song is amazing.
He got a couple story joints, but like, look, he's not on the level of like.
He's not Styles.
Styles P.
He ain't Styles.
Hey, I don't know if y'all heard that. What's the album he put out last year? Not the one, but right before this.
G-Host.
Talking about the
G-Host. 10 Dime Bag.
Dime Bag. That Dime Bag. 10 tracks. Crazy. 10 tracks. And he, I mean,
Hold tight. I want to go back to Jadakiss. Let's stick with Joell and Crooked. What do y'all think Joell and Crooked need? Because they're both incredible. I think Crooked is even better than Joell. But what is it that they need to be able to make a dope album? Yeah, what you got?
I think they sometimes, like you said, they're heavy spitters. Yo, just chill, like relax. Let the music take you where it needs to take you. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to do that every now and then. Like, just don't go with the same mentality with every single track you hear. And who's to say that they even are like attacking the track with the same mentality as far as how they're writing their rhyme? But I just feel like they have too much ability to not be able to, like, sometimes they're dumb it down, just like ease up. Give me a story. You like let the music breathe. They don't let a lot of times. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes, like, you know what? One thing that Andre was always good at is just like sometimes just letting the music breathe in spots when he spit. You know what I mean? It might be a slow rhyme, let it go for half a bar, and he comes back. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's that. You know, it's more to rhyming than just like rapid fire bars. Like,
yeah, they just attack it too hard every time.
There's cadence, there's timing. You know what I mean? There's all that. So, I mean, and Joell is dead nice, but like you said about Joell, I don't know a thing about Joell other than that he's from Brooklyn. He sold drugs. That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And
he writes songs like he's in a cipher.
And it's funny because I told that to my man on the timeline, a young boy. I said, look, how would you describe Joell Ortiz to somebody who's never heard him? Like, what would you say?
And he's stupid nice though. Like, whenever I see Joell pop on my YouTube channel, he and I see him at a radio booth in front of a mic, I hit play. Cause I know I'm about to hear some shit. And
but okay, so that's when you see him in the radio. But when it comes across your timeline, this dude got an album with Fred the Godson, produced by the Heatmakers. Now I only listened to that album because the Heatmakers. You put me on the Fred the Godson, so I was like, all right, let me check this out. And I'm not gonna hold you. The album was it was fun. I think Arsonist was holding his shit for Jim.
For Jim, yo, no, you know,
wow. I was really hyped on it.
Wow. I said the same thing the other day in the gym. Like, yo, I was talking to somebody. I was like, yo, seriously, yo, I ain't even know. I told someone Heatmakers did a joint with Joell, Fred the Godson. It's called Gorilla Glue, and it starts off, you know, heavy, but then it's just like, where's the excitement? You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, Ars. Where's the heat?
Well, maybe he gave Joell what he wanted though. We can't put it all on him.
I mean, no, not at all. I just was shocked that, you know, when I'm listening to those, I listened to the Gorilla Glue album. I was like, whatever. Listen to Jim Jones. Then I went back to the Gorilla Glue, like, well, maybe I was bugging. Like, let me listen again to these beats, but it was like, nah. And you're right. Maybe he gave Joell what he wanted.
Yeah, Jim probably just choose better beats.
Yeah, that's true. Porsche, who's the next person you got?
I got GZA.
And let's do this. Bang out 2, just for time's sake. So GZA and who else?
And Cormega. I know Yao's gonna have a giant problem with that right now. Yao's gonna go
Mega ain't got it.
Mega, I hope you blow, so I'm calling your name. Mega.
Oh, wow.
All right. So GZA, all right. Yeah, I mean, Porsche, what you got for GZA?
So
got
for GZA, I don't know why. Like, I can't figure out why GZA didn't blow up like someone like here's the thing. So when I was thinking about these MCs that I had on my list, I was thinking like, okay, the opposite of all these guys is Method Man. For some reason he blew up and he's dope, but he's like dope on a feature. Tikal wasn't that great. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, all the albums after Tikal just keep declining. So how is it that Meth blew up like he did and GZA didn't? Although Liquid Swords, for example, is a way better album than Tikal is. Oh, I know it's not GZA's debut.
It's the personality. It's Meth's personality, his energy. Like, GZA to me is boring. Like, I can listen to Liquid Swords all day, but like going to see him live is pretty boring. Keep a buck. And with Method Man, it's different because Method Man can put on a show.
He give you a show.
Yeah. Like, GZA is like a professor rapper. Like, I feel when I listen to him, I feel it makes him.
50 called him a scientist.
He's a professor rapper.
But like, GZA, like, I feel like I'm in a university class and RZA's like rhyming. Like, I mean GZA, but for whatever reason, I think Liquid Swords has the it. Liquid Swords is it. Yeah, but for some reason, GZA is not it.
He had another album. What was the joint he did with DJ Muggs? I like that album.
Yeah, that was all right.
It's not Liquid Swords, but
no, it's better than Beneath the Surface.
No,
yeah,
but what I mean is like Liquid Swords is it, and it's huge, and everyone loves it, and it's a classic, and it's top at least 3 solo joints from the Wu. But GZA is never like GZA is not the it.
But I think the thing is, at the end of the day, like Nick was saying, is Meth's personality, and to me, Liquid Swords was lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean? It was RZA right at his pinnacle,
at his peak. Yeah.
Yes.
Right there, ready. So when you get, sometimes you just get that lightning in a bottle and it's just there and you can't replicate that. You know what I mean? So, and I also think with GZA's personality, I know a lot of people who don't really care for monotone rappers. People like GZA and Guru and Bahamadia and just rappers who just stay right here. Just stay on, I call them flatline rappers because they stay right here. There's never no up, there's no down. They just fucking flatline the whole fucking album. And not that that's a bad thing, but you're gonna need something. Premier's Beats gave you the oomph to deal with going flatline. This RZA's Beats gave you the oomph to deal with GZA just staying right here. Again, I mean, with Bahamadia's first album, you talking about Primo, Beats,
Ski.
That thing was crazy.
You gotta be able to, as an A&R, you gotta be able to sit back and say, I'll tell you something that's fucking suicide music. Take Derringer beats and make GZA rhyme over them. That's
my god.
And again, that's no disrespect because I fuck with Derringer. But with Derringer's beats, you need Conway and
West.
Yeah, you need someone high energy.
You need all of that.
You can't put Derringer and GZA on this. You talking about two fucking trains ready to crash into each other.
You fall asleep for real.
Don't listen to that album while you driving. You are dead. Okay, so problem, you gotta find that balance. And to be honest with you, after Beneath the Surface, I gave up on GZA. To be honest,
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. I really wanted to like Beneath the Surface, but
he didn't deliver after that.
No.
Yeah. And by me never really being a big Muggs fan, especially after the second Cypress album.
Yeah, you didn't even check for that.
Muggs to me didn't even.
By the way, that album is called Grandmasters.
Okay, Grandmasters, like that didn't even entice me. Now, who else did you have, Porsche?
Cormega. I like Cormega.
You just like the star stuff. That's what.
No, I like Cormega, and I think he's kind of like an AZ where he's dope.
AZ?
We're not doing that. We are not. No.
I like them both. I like AC more.
AZ is actually
in the same class.
No, Cormega is
Mega and
Wow.
Come on, you guys are playing.
No.
They are not. We're not playing for
He has dope moments though. He does have dope moments.
I think Cormega's great. I checked out Mega Philosophy. I liked it. I liked the joint.
He got some joints I like.
I'll say this, and I think it comes back to, again, as individuals, and this is why I'm always beefing with people on my timeline to stop fucking trying to make me like what y'all like, is that certain things, again, there are certain things that are attractive to certain people. You know what I mean? So I personally don't like Mega's flow at all. I think he doesn't have any flow whatsoever. But obviously, there are people who love Mega. I think I said this in our group or whatever the other day. Pat and Cormega to me are like the most polarizing MCs. Because you either love them or you think they're trash. And you don't find too many people like that. You be like, he's all right, or he's there, but he's either great or he's trash. And that's Mega. And it just shows me that it's the same thing like food. I love fried onions. Tanya hates them. You know what I mean? So it's just there's no in between with certain people. So I just think, I've always said this, and I wholeheartedly mean it. I think if Nas, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, and I bet a good 10, I give you a whole crate of these records. I believe if Nas never says, "What's up with Cormega? Did you see him or y'all together in One Love?" Nobody gives a fuck about Mega. Because I remember hearing that, and everybody going like, "Who's Mega?"
I can
Mega got out of town, it was like, "Oh, that's Mega. That's who Nas was talking about. Oh, yo, we need to hear him. That's Nas's man." Like, without that cosign,
I can agree with you there.
Believe Mega,
I can agree with you.
It's nature, because don't nobody talk about nature, and I can
agree with
nature. Yeah, his flow way more so.
Mega. Don't nobody talk about nature.
I can absolutely agree with you on that.
Listen. Cormega is a terrible MC, man.
But you like Drake. Done. No more conversation.
Not in the same.
Now we can't talk.
Listen, Drake is miles.
Oh, I can't.
Yo, this is going somewhere that we don't have the time. That's a whole another episode. Drake versus Cormega. Nick, do you have any ideas?
Boy, they gonna come for y'all on this episode.
Yo, what do you think, Nick? Anything with Mega?
No, we already know Mega is his flow. Like I said, I don't hate him. He has his moments, but it's the flow. Like his flow, he has a problem staying on beat to me.
Right. And what about you, Rec? You good on Mega?
The same, man. I ain't gonna double tap it.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, give me another rapper.
I'm gonna say Big Sean.
Good one. That's on my list.
That's a good one.
I feel like Big Sean has not been able to deliver the album that he needs to deliver. And I know people are going to kill me when they say it, but I think this group might kill me. But I think there's a difference. There's a difference between having bars and being nice. And I think that Big Sean.
Okay, yeah, I'll break that down. What's the difference between having bars and being nice?
Okay, like you said, I thought you were a cipher, and niggas just spitting hard bars, right? And you're like, oh. But if it's a dude that every 4 bars, you're just like, he's switching up cadence, he's switching up flow, and hit you with like double time or whatever. So that's what sometimes I think that Big Sean is actually nicer than Kendrick. People kill me when I say that. Even though I don't think Big Sean has a song that's even in any class of Kendrick's best work at all. I don't think as far as we're comparing discographies, I don't think they're even in the same like.
So you mean like just his technical skill set?
Technical skill set. I think Big Sean. When I hear Big Sean freestyle, or like when he's in the second, I'm just like, these bars are mean, and he's switching up flows, cadence, you know what I mean, whole number. And I don't think he delivered the songs. I think his best project is a mixtape. The Detroit mixtape. Really good like project from him. You know what I mean? And I thought he was gonna take it to another level. And like you said, sometimes with albums you just never know what situations are. Sometimes there's sample clearances that don't happen, and you know, sometimes producers think some songs should go on the album that shouldn't, so on and so forth. But I just don't feel like he's delivered that album. And I feel like if he did, we would definitely be talking about him in the class of Cole's, Kendrick's. I'm not gonna say the next name because I don't want to.
All right. Right, good. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you. Now, here's the thing that I can say, at least with me and Big Sean, and again, people can kill me for it all day long. The nigga just don't look like a rapper. The nigga look like an R&B dude. You know what I mean? He does not look like a rapper. I'm sorry. It was the same thing with Drake. When niggas was like telling me Drake was nice, I was like, this nigga, this light-skinned nigga, like, what you talking about? So, the same thing with Big Sean. When when at least J. Cole looked like he could rap. And this ain't about light-skinned people, because J. Cole, well, I guess he rap. Neither here nor there. I'm just saying, when I see Big Sean, I don't see a spitter. Or I see somebody who may rap, but I just don't think like they my type of rap. And that may sound bad. Y'all know I don't give a fuck. But I'm just being honest that it just that's the thing. Like when I saw Conway, I'm like, this is a pretty looking motherfucker. Like this nigga look like he got bars. You know what I mean? When I see Benny, when I see Push, there's a certain look that comes with hip hop, in my opinion. And Big Sean to me just doesn't have it. So unless somebody's gonna tell me, and that's the other thing, nobody has really beat me in the head about Big Sean. I wish maybe if somebody beat me in the head about Big Sean as much as they do Matt Comey, then maybe I would have listened to him. But nobody really beat me in the head about Big Sean. I've heard people say he's nice. Yow said he's been nice plenty of times. But, you know, I've never heard anything from Sean to be like, yeah, I'll listen. Anybody else got to take on Big Sean and why he hasn't blown?
No, I mean, I
just don't
agree
make the
with
songs.
Yeah, the songs ain't there. He got the talent to do it.
Talent.
He got the pedestal.
Because I listened to one mixtape because my man hit me and was like, yo, you would like this because No ID did. And I don't know what album that was or what mixtape it was, but I didn't even like the beats No ID gave. So who does his production, y'all?
No, I think No ID was doing it for a while, but he was a Kanye guy. I'm not even sure who was doing the production on his last album, but I know it wasn't up to par. That I know.
All right.
Nick, all the way up to par.
Nick, who's another one for you, bro?
Joey Badass. Like he's one of those new cats that has the skills, but he does like throwback music, so it just makes me want to hear the shit I grew up with in the 90s.
Because it's better than him.
Exactly.
I'll say that's a fact.
Yeah. I think after 1999, it was just like, all right. And he, I don't know what happened, man. I think he was listening to his own music too much because he is killing me.
I mean, I know for me, I never saw the hype. I mean, you know, people blowing me up. Yo, Kill, you gonna love this young boy? Yo, he boom bap. He's this, he's that. And I heard him, and I was like, I'm bored. Like there just wasn't
like. I always say this. There's rappers that like when they never have a bar that makes you go, oh shit.
Right. Exactly.
Stolly is another guy from Ohio who's never had a bar that
like, oh, Stolly's on my list.
You know what I mean? So like those type of rappers, like at the very least, you gotta give me a bar that makes me raise an eyebrow. You got to. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number one for me.
And then for me, like then niggas were like, "Oh, Kill, you gonna love this." He got with Premier, and I'm like, I'm bored again. Like I'm bored. You know, y'all are just fucking sending me shit to death all the time. So again, here's the problem. It's not that it's whack. I'm not saying Joey Badass is whack. Let me just say this for whatever. I don't think any of us are saying that these people are whack.
Oh, whack? Yeah, not at all.
I'm fans of these guys.
And that we're just wondering why they couldn't make something like that. And again, like I said, this is like just about attraction to me. Like, again, some people like thick women, some people like skinny women, some people like women with long. I mean, it's different things for different people. So obviously, I know Joey Badass has a following. So obviously, somebody likes him. You know,
you gotta get the women with the tank booty.
What happened?
You gotta get the women with their tank booty.
All right,
I'm sorry, Porsche.
Joey Badass.
Okay, right. Oh, it's all good.
Right, who you got, man?
I got the tight booty.
No. Tank booty. Tank booty.
Oh, tank booty. That's even worse.
You're in the military. You know about them tanks.
Man, I don't know nothing about it, cuz. Don't put me in that one, man. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know. Hey, look. Rec one don't know nothing about it. I got Keith Murray.
Ooh,
Keith Murray, man. Keith Murray, that first album was a great album. It set him up for a good situation. And after that, I don't know what the hell happened. He should have been way bigger than what he was, what he did. His albums just got worse and worse and worse with time. and I feel like that was a waste of a spot for somebody who could have done way better in the long run than Keith Murray ever did.
I think my thing was and here's the thing with me, I never liked the whole Keith album. I thought the first joint was cool. I thought it was dope. You know, I thought the second album again went downhill. And again, it may have just been that lightning in the bottle. What I mean by, like, you know, that's Eric's sermon, maybe a little bit past his peak. You know,
I agree. I can agree with you there.
I almost feel like Eric reached his peak on what, you know, in that last EPMD album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I can agree with you.
That first Keith Murray album, he still had a little something left in the tank, but it was.
How y'all feel about Redman's Muddy Waters? Because that was mainly
Classic.
I liked Muddy Waters. I was a huge fan of it. That was, for me, that was like Kill said, you know, from Clark to Morgan. That was me from Jersey to VA, going back and forth to college. So that was the soundtrack for me. I love that album. I don't have a problem.
I think again too, and maybe I need to change what I'm saying. Not that he hit a creative peak, but you know, it's one of those things that just as, you know, as artists, like y'all said, me being a producer, you kind of hit certain strides in your life. So I know there was a time when Eric, like, niggas were saying he tried to commit suicide, jump out a window, and then like something like there was the gay rapper, you know, allegations and stuff. You know, I think Hurricane G was married, they was getting a divorce. So again, maybe it's not that you hit a creative peak, but maybe just at that time, like I started maybe about 2-3 years ago, keeping a folder of every month of how many beats I made. So that if I go back and I look at a folder, I'm like, damn, I only made one beat this whole month. Like, what was going on that month? Like, what was going on in my life? Maybe Naomi was just born and I was doing, you know what I mean? So maybe it wasn't that Eric reached his creative peak and then he came back with Muddy Waters. Maybe he was just not in a good place at that time. You know what I mean? And again, you got this label saying, yo, we got to get sound done. We got to get sound done. Okay, well, here, just take these beats. But I think for me, the production wasn't there. Yo, the Jay Dilla remix to Keith Murray's The Rhyme to me is one of the songs ever. But that's because it's Jay Dilla. Because the original that Eric did is boring as shit. And I think like Eric was almost going for that cookie cutter roots. And the reason I say roots is because I feel like they tried to come back with Break You Off their biggest hit, which was You Got Me. You know, so you had Keith Murray sampling Between the Sheets for The Most Beautifulest Thing in the World, and then he came back with The Rhyme when he was sampling. What did he sample? Was it Frankie Beverly? He sampled another popular
He sampled
song.
something else.
I felt like it was just cookie cutter. Like it was like, okay, let's try to do what we just did.
This formula again.
The Most Beautifulest Thing. Like let's try to replicate that. Yeah. And once you start that, and then when I think he stopped after that second album, again, I check out the rappers. Like I checked out Keith Murray after that. So for all I know, Keith could have had 20 other albums. I have no idea. My mind, album, I have no idea. Of course, y'all, Nick, y'all got anything on Keith?
After was honestly I was like 11 when Most Beautiful Thing came out. So like after that, I mean, where was Keith? I know Keith tried to battle
Fragile Star.
Cannabis. That just went down. And you know what? Another thing about Keith that people don't talk about, and a lot of times we don't find out about it until the unsungs. Y'all gotta understand that most of these artists are on drugs. Like, I mean, like,
he was heavy on drugs.
Rappers, singers, soul singers, you learn about it through the unsungs. It's like, yo, you can't tell me after that battle with Fragile Star that Keith wasn't high on something. I ain't talking about that.
I know that.
Yeah, like, so that's the other thing. I think drugs played a huge part in Murray's downfall.
Yeah, my favorite Keith Murray moment was the Hostile. He never topped that to me.
Yeah, Hostile. That verse he kicked was crazy. I got one for you, and I've got y'all gotta help me come up with a name for these stands because I don't have one for these.
You about to do my call me dude.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Explain to you, bro. I'm ready.
Haitian body odor.
Yo, I am ready for niggas to start knocking on my door at 10 in the morning on a Saturday when Mac Homie albums. Like, can we tell you about our Lord and Savior?
His name is Mac Homie.
They'll do it.
His name is Mac Homie. Yeah, and I like Mac, but jeez.
Yeah, I don't. And now you charging $800 for an album and $30 for shipping. Neither here nor there. Now, the person I want to bring up is Black Thought. Black Thought. You know,
I'm gonna tell you something. I had a feeling when you sent me the text today that you were in the freak. I promise you, I was like, it's Black Thought.
And here's the wild part: he was one of the last people that made the list. But the reason we thought is because, again, it's the same thing I said before. It's about the producers. It's about a concept album, and it's about doing more than just spitting. Again, for me, because again, everybody loves Stream of Thoughts 1s and 2 when it dropped, but then that shit made nobody's album of the year list. So again, the numbers don't add up. So it couldn't have been that great if nobody, I don't know, and I ain't talking about y'all, I'm talking about anybody. I didn't see anybody when
mention
it was the year mention Stream of Thoughts 1 or 2 when niggas was giving they end of the year roundups. But when the shit dropped, oh my God, this is the craziest shit, and Thought is killing it on all angles and blah. Then, but it don't add up that if it's that crazy and that great, it should have made somebody. And I swear to y'all, I didn't see one person with either one of them albums in their top 5. So what do y'all think? Or maybe y'all don't think, but what do y'all think could help Thought? Because he's heralded. I've seen people say Thought is their best ever. I've seen people say Thought is the GOAT. I'm not talking about my personal favorite. I've seen people say Black Thought is the GOAT.
But it's usually the people who don't like mainstream rap that say that. You know what I mean? You got like a certain contingent of fans that hate anything mainstream, so they're gonna champion somebody like Thought.
Often considered to gain the real consideration to be the GOAT, you have to be well-rounded. And I just don't think that Thought is well-rounded.
Well-rounded, yeah.
That's good.
And I think it goes back to, and I can't keep repeating, folk out there watching, is that we all, again, I keep saying this analogy of food, because this is what happens. Somebody says, Kill, listen to this rapper. I listen, I say, I'm not really feeling it. And then they keep sending me links. Like, no, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear that. Oh, you must have not heard this. My nigga, Nick, if you tell me you don't eat red fucking meat, I'm not gonna spend the rest of my day sending food over to you. Like, here's some ribs, here's some pork chops, here's a steak. Nigga, you don't like red meat. It's okay. Like, I want people to start discussing music like we discuss food. Okay? If Nick said I don't like chicken, I'm like, damn, I love chicken. We gonna move on to the next topic.
And that's gonna be it. You're right.
That's gonna be it. We are not gonna keep going back and forth with. We'll have
try this recipe.
You gotta fry it in buttermilk.
But have you had my granny fried chicken? It's gonna be like, oh damn, you don't like chicken? Oh damn, I love chicken. Okay, next topic. Not with rap. Not with rap. We gonna be talking about fried chicken for the rest of the goddamn day on the timeline. Today people still talking about Eminem. Why we still talking about Eminem? All I said was that you don't have a classic. That's all I said. I didn't say trash.
He made no white boys mad. You know what?
All I said was he does not have a classic.
White boys gonna come.
Talking about Eminem. Like, gee,
you say something bad about Eminem, the white boys come like them dudes in Virginia
with the tiki torches.
Hey, Logic too.
Logic getting there. Yeah.
Logic, white people get
I forgot somebody was on the timeline. I was like, bro, you must be white because any other black. Because I know black Eminem fans, and a black Eminem fan would have let this go a long time ago. So I was like, bro, you gotta be white. And he's like, you got white. And I'm like, I begged this nigga, like, I know he was white because a black Eminem fan, we would still not be talking about this because a white Eminem fan, y'all go all night. Y'all niggas like the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Y'all all up the ball is going all night, man. Like, you know, but I forgot who it was, and I love giving props, but I can't remember. Somebody said, Kill, you gotta realize, I think it was my man Keith. Shout out to him. He was like, Kill, you gotta realize for a lot of white people, Eminem was their introduction to hip hop. So he is their savior. You know, he was like, yo, the way you talk about Chuck D and how Chuck D saved your life and how, and all of that, I'm like, I think that's a little different, but neither here nor there. But I get the point of you saying that why these people ride for him so much, because for a lot of people, probably majority white, Eminem was their intro to hip hop. So it's like, you can't say anything bad. It's almost like trying to say something bad about KRS for us or Run DMC for us. It's like, that was the reason why I love this culture is because of him. So how dare you say he not have a classic or whatever like that. But yeah, thoughts on Thought. You have anything just outside of him not being well-rounded?
No, I mean, I think people are covering it. And listen, you can say what you want. Man is, I mean, if you want to talk about spitters, like I said, you throw him in a cipher, my money's on Thought in a cipher. Like no question about it. But I've never heard a story from him. I've never heard like a conceptual record from him. You know what I mean? That was like really conceptual. Like he's never done what Elzai has done. He's going to keep it a buck. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, that in itself, I totally understand why people will say that, like, you know, he's a little overrated, or he needs to get to a certain place before I can consider him to be the GOAT. You know what I mean?
And you know what, you made a great point that, like you said with Joell, if I see Thought at a radio station, if I see Thought just in front of a mic, I'm all ears. Let's go. Because I know it's about to go down. You know, but when I hear an album, and again, when I said the first thing with everybody, producers, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear Black Thought with Ninth Wonder. I don't want to hear Black Thought with Salaam Remi. In fact, Joell just dropped the EP with Salaam Remi, and I'm like, nigga, can you go find Jasmine Sullivan? I don't want to hear Salaam Remi with nobody but Amy Winehouse, God bless the and Jasmine Sullivan. So in Amy's past, the only motherfucker I ever want to hear Salaam Remi is Jasmine Sullivan. I don't want his name next to Nas. I don't know if he's trying to go on a fucking hip hop parade. Like, let me do Thought, let me do Joell, let me show people I got. Nigga, find Jasmine Sullivan, have her write some love songs about her getting her heart broken, and let's get this new Jasmine Sullivan album out. Stop bullshit with all this hip hop. That's how I feel about
Yo, I need you, Bezo, and Ed back on one episode. Like, the whole episode.
So we can kill each other. That's all me and Bezo.
Hey, Nick, I would just be here.
Yep. Just watch it.
Yep, I'm just watching. I'm gonna mute myself.
Anything on Thought?
Nah, I think y'all touched it perfectly. Honestly, I think at this point, man, his life is so comfortable. You know, with the Jimmy Fallon gig, he just doing rap for fun now. It's no longer his main source of income. He got to be pushing 50, like close to 50, late 40s.
Thought is probably a year older than me, so 46, 47.
46. Okay, so I just at this point, I don't think we should even expect that type of project for him. Like when like the late 90s. What was the joints that ended up being Phrenology? That was the time.
I think he was supposed to do an album. I forgot.
He was working or something.
Masterpiece Theater. He was working on it. I got vinyl released from it, and the album I never got no more vinyl from it after that.
That was the time he should have locked in with somebody outside the Quest, and and just did one. And he
one of my favorite sayings is Maya Angelou's. Believe people. It's something to the extent of, and I'm fucking up a quote. But it's believe when people show you who they are, believe them. And that's Thought. Thought has shown us for 20 years who he is.
Who he is, yeah.
So, Kill, why are you still sitting around waiting for me to do an album telling stories? Like, nigga, you either like it or you don't. So for me, that's really my fault that I'm still sitting here 20 years later after somebody has already told me, nigga, this is me. You either like rappity rap or you don't. You know what I mean? So I think that's it. And I'm gonna throw my last one in for time. Elzai, since y'all brought him up, Elzai. And to me, again, same thing, producers, concept album, doing more than just spit. I think, to me, Elmatic was a concept album. You know what I mean? Yes, so that was my thing. For all these rappers, I got those same 3 points. I think if you take Elmatic out of Elzai's discography,
he really don't got nothing.
Yeah,
the album after that was dope, but like you said, it didn't fit those criteria. Is what you said.
Was that Lead Pencil? Like that was the joint that he crowdfunded. That joint.
I guess.
I kind of feel like the Prelude. I feel like that was a good album. No,
it was. Prelude was dope. The Prelude was dope.
It was dope. But I just think with Elmatic, like I think that's most people's go-to for Elzai. Like it's like because number one, he redid what most people consider the greatest album of all time and did a great job of it. You know what I mean? Like. He basically damn near did the impossible. He did some old David Copperfield. I'm gonna make the Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty disappear. Like when I heard he was doing that, I was like, this shit is whack. This is gonna be whack. Dude is whack for doing this. And then I heard it and I was like, wow. You know what I mean? I remember Bezo being like, yo, I never lived. Nah, that's sacrilegious. Da 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 da. Bezo hit me back the next day and was like, yo, dude did it. You know what I mean? So I think that not only did he do a good job, but I think by doing that, it gave him a lot of props that, you know, maybe he wouldn't have gotten just by being a spitter. But anybody else with any take on Elzhi and what could happen?
I think he's well rounded. He just hasn't. He had a little situation where he was going through some depression for a little while. I know over like the last 4 or 5 years. I know that was going on. But also, I don't think he has put together like. And he doesn't necessarily have to do this, but I don't think he's a radio friendly rapper. I think he's a technical MC to the T, like no pun intended. He skill wise, flows, wordplay, syllables, you know, cadence. He got all that, but I just don't think he's really into putting together any type of songs. Like honestly, the song probably more for even knowing that he's, you know what I mean. I'm called a bit selfish with Slum Village.
Yeah.
He's probably did the biggest song he's ever been on in his life, but people don't even know that that's him. When I tell people like, yo, that's the dude from Slum Village, they be like, what?
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different thing. You know what I mean? So he doesn't have any of those in his solo catalog. You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason. If he had one or two of those, and then people can revert back to all the Slum Village stuff, I think he might be onto something, but he hasn't done it yet. So
you know the crazy thing, I was just thinking, y'all, what you talking when you're like he can't do radio stuff. Here's the wild part. Like we almost reared our MCs. It's like, have y'all seen the movie 300?
I honestly have not seen that movie. Talking about Leonidas and all that?
Yeah.
I have not seen that movie.
All right, yeah, you seen it?
I've seen it.
Of course, I know you said you did. So they're raising this kid to be a warrior. So I mean, he's out in the wilderness fighting fucking lions. You know what I mean? As a kid, he's being raised, and I'm just thinking like, yo, it's kind of crazy that we raised our MCs to be like this. Like, we want you to be lyrical. We want you to be able to get in the cipher and tear it down and do all this. But then it's almost like then the industry changes, and now it's like, but we need you to make radio songs now. You know, and it's kind of unfair that like we raised y'all, or this is like what you went through to try to be this warrior, and now you're ready to be a warrior. Because I can see maybe if one of these MCs were watching the show, I could see them feeling some kind of way like, I was raised to be this, and y'all are mad at me because I can't do that. But I wasn't raised to make radio songs. I wasn't raised to make hooks. Y'all wanted me in the cypher. Y'all put me on every radio station. You put a mic in front of me and you want me to perform. You know what I mean? So I just hearing y'all talk, I'm like, shit, damn, now I feel kind of bad. Like,
and that's why I tried to say in the beginning what I said about what we're talking about, because this whole thing, people want to really understand how difficult it is to make albums. And like I said, even further than that, good albums and then great albums, and even making singles or writing hooks. Oh, listen, God don't give you everything, yo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be. It's timing. It's being around the right people around the right time. Like, it's all that. You know what I mean? Listen, I know I'm not good at writing hooks. You know what I'm saying? It's not even my thing. I know I can write verses very well. You know what I mean? But hooks have always been a problem for me. I think if I probably had hooks, I'd probably be a little more advanced prior in my career right now. But that's just what it is. You don't get everything. You know what I mean? Unless you're around certain people who are able to manipulate, kind of move the needle for you a little bit, or maybe, you know, sometimes it just hits, or sometimes it's just timing that it's what all of a sudden the audience decides they want to gravitate towards at that time. You know what I mean? Like Jay Electronica. Like all of a sudden, Jay Electronica has a song with 140 bars and everybody in the world is in love with it. It doesn't happen many times with a lot of rappers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, it just happened to happen at that particular time.
All right, I'm gonna get everybody else's. I got one last point. Porch, who else you got?
Nobody. I'm done.
I'm done too. Yeah, I'm done.
Everybody's done.
All right, last one. I got one.
What you got? Yeah, right.
Wale. I don't understand why he runs in the crowd he runs in.
You know what? And listening to that new Rick Ross song, I feel you, because he don't fit on that track.
So my thing is this, right? Wale had this big, huge push from the gate, right? He was this big thing, had this big mixtape, had all this stuff, then signed, you know, with Rick Ross and those guys. I just don't think he's ever delivered.
No, I agree. I think the thing with Wale is similar to what I always said about Memphis Bleak. Like, why did Jay-Z and Rockefeller try to make Bleak Junior Jay-Z? Like Bleak is a regular corner rapper. Like that track with Premier that sets off the Hard Knock Life album, that's the Bleak that we should have been listening to all these years. Not the Bleak trying to do my ladies run this mother. No. We needed the Bleak who was spitting like that. And I think, and here's the wild part. I don't know if Wale wanted to do that, because here's the thing. Yeah, I know you don't like Stally. I do like Stally.
Yeah, I like Stally too.
Stally doesn't make music like that. So they were both on Maybach Music, but Stally don't got songs trying to appease the club and the radio and all of that. You know, to me,
I was confused by that signing.
I actually love Wale's songs about girls. So if it's that joint Usher that Jake One did, I love that song.
Yeah.
That Bad song, I love that song. Anything he's rapping about a girl, that's it. Like, to me, like, nigga, you Ray Allen, shoot the three. Like, stop trying to drive to the hole. Like, Klay Thompson ain't got no handle because he just shoots threes. Like, Wale just makes songs about girls. And I think I know I'd be good. Now, I don't know about everybody else. Yeah, I know you rock with Wale. What you think?
I do rock with Wale, but I understand people's point, because first of all, quiet as kept, he does do a little he's very wordy, but at the same time, he still mumbles his words. You know what I mean? So it's very difficult. Like, he doesn't enunciate. Like a friend of mine said he rapped like he chewing juicy fruit in the booth.
It's that accent, man. He got an accent.
It's the accent. It's the DC accent too. But I first of all, I think Wale is nice. I think if people really want to, like, I think his best album is Ambition to me. I think it's best album. I think he showcases a ton of skill in that album, lyrically, flow wise, songs, concept, all that. I think he did his thing on that album. I think it's his best piece of work. So if you were looking to get into Wale and I was to give you a project that you would listen to, it would be that one. You know what I mean? But I do think sometimes he tries to cater to what's going on in the climate of music at a certain moment. I think he tries,
and that's why I turned the light switch off.
Yeah, I think he tries to sing too many hooks on his album. The last album, I can't think of the name of it right now because I'm obviously in my state right now, but he had blue. We judging today or what?
No. I'm laughing because you said some funny shit.
You said in my state right now.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that one.
Yeah. So he had an album that came out recently. It was like a full length, like 16 track joint. I can't think of the name of it right now. But I mean, literally one of the, and this is, I love Wale. And y'all know I love Wale. One of the worst albums I've ever heard in, like, I won't say ever, but like in the last 10. It was really bad. So my homie and I, my man, so he's after
the EP joint?
No, Shine. It's called
Shine. Like the purple cover.
It's got a colorful color with like a globe on the front of it.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yo, bruh, no lie, we sat here, we listened to Ambition. And then we listened to that, because I had listened to the album like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, is this shit whack, or am I just bugging out? And I don't like to pass judgment too quickly, but I literally listened to it like 4 times and was like, this is terrible. My homie came over, he was like, yo, this is a really, really, really bad project. Wow. So he's got duds, and I think he was just trying to do too much singing. Like, dog, you got a budget, like, and I get it, you know what I mean? Probably try to save your money and all that, because because of cost of making an album, I get it. But dog, go find somebody to sing these shits. You can find a little nigga to go sing these shit and have an engineer just mixing it sound like he great. You know what I mean? Like you could do shit like that. Cause like that's the one right there, Nick. That's the one. That's the album right there. It's called Shine. Album is no good. But I mean, I'm not sure that's the reason why he can't like get over the hump, because I feel like he tries to conform. But I think he's getting in the mode right now where he doesn't care. He's about to start putting out music that he's just like, yo, this is what it is. And I think we're about to get like a fully unadulterated version of Wale coming out.
I think the problem with that, at least for me, is that's too late, too little. Like, bro, you've been in this game almost 12 fucking years. You just yourself out. Niggas. Either you a Wale fan now or you're not. I don't see Wale
winning over new fans.
I don't see Wale doing something to win folk over. But here's one thing else I want to say about this. Not really necessarily about these MCs, but it came from all that Eminem talk. people got to understand, and it's obvious from the timeline that people really don't understand how the industry at least used to work, especially about Eminem blowing up. There has to be money behind you to really blow up. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that. And I get it. As a fan, casual fan listening to music, you don't understand payola plays a huge part. Before I started doing radio, I honestly believed, wow, these DJs play such and such all the time because they really like them. You know what I mean? No, they're paid to play them. You know what I mean? You know, the same thing with mics. Trust me, after a certain point with the Source, you could buy mics. You know what I mean? So it kind of like that kind of teeters on with me and Nick and Porsche always talk about when other people like things are heralded as classics, and I'm always like, but how many people have to say it? Because people like for instance, the that movie about the lady who fingers herself and then she fucks the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh my God!
What?
You talking about? I know you talking about.
Always keep going like,
I don't. I have no idea what you're
about
talking
like
about.
last year.
Right, one movie of the fucking year, yo.
Oh my God!
I know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's like a mute shit.
Let me explain something to you. Rhett, you see that look on your face right now? What the fuck are you talking about? That is the movie. This is what the movie is about that won an Oscar last year. It's about a woman who comes home, she gets in the bathtub, and she fingers herself every day. Then she finds the creature from the room at her
He's
job,
not lying.
and she fucks him. This is the movie. And this won for Movie of the Year, Oscar.
It's the one with Sandra Bullock, right?
The Shape of Water. The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. That's right.
The Shape of
Water.
But here's the thing: because this won Oscar of the Year, I now can't sit back and say that shit's a classic because it won Oscar of the Year. I can't because you can buy an Oscar. You can buy so much. Like that's the sad part about the industry. It's almost like me doing radio from 93 and 2000 and interning at labels and working at rap sheets. It's almost like being a hip hop fan. Some days I wish I didn't see what I saw because it takes away from you being a fan because you're like, you mean you're not that big because you're really nice? Like you're really not. So when people were going back and forth about Eminem, I'm like, trust me, Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre's cosign means a lot. You know what I mean? It means a lot. And people were like, well, you talking about Dre after Aftermath and this and that. I don't care. Dre's cosign means a lot because after Eminem, that's when every producer and every label wanted a white rapper. That's when, and people like Bubba Sparks and Timbaland. Let me explain to you about a Timbaland budget. That may be $500,000 back in those days. And me and Dre, we talking 20, 30 million. Eminem won because they wanted him to win. And a lot of people want to act like people only win because it's skills or if he was, because the sound bombing Eminem, the raucous Eminem.
Yeah, he's not doing 10 million.
He's not doing 10 million. He's not opening up at the MTV Awards with 40,000 white boys behind him with blonde hair coming. Exactly. People don't understand. What's her name? Cardi B just had to pay for her slide at Coachella last year. She had to pay for that spot. People don't understand that. They're like, oh, she's doing Coachella. It's because she's so big. No, she paid for it. So even now, so people just got to really understand a bigger picture of this industry. You're paying for so much. So if you have the budget, if I had the budget, I could make Joell Ortiz a household name. I could. The same exact way we just sat here and said Eminem. If Eminem was all raucous, he would just be just like Mos and Talib and all the rest of them other raucous rappers. You know what I mean? Nobody's ever gonna say Mos Def ain't nice, you know, or all them niggas on raucous wasn't nice, but they ain't never gonna be Eminem. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the other thing I just always want to let people know that, yo, there's so much money, there's so much thievery that everything can be brought. You can buy an Oscar, you can buy a Grammy, you can buy mics, you can buy anything that you want to buy if you got enough money to do it. The question I want to ask y'all, and then we're done. I don't know if y'all watch, y'all probably don't watch this. I watched Ladies Night on BET with Salt and Pepper and SWV, and I watched it this year simply for the fact that at the beginning of the year, Spinderella sent out like a tweet or something on IG saying like, I'm no longer part of Salt and Pepper, you know, so if you think you come to see me, just know you're not coming to see me. And I'm like, man, wasn't nobody coming to see you in the first place, but I get it. Tell me this. Do you think basically what Salt and Pepper said was, we're Salt and Pepper, and you work for us. You are not part of the group. You are I'm in DC, so a lot of everything down here, everybody wants to work for the government. A lot of people are contractors for the government, but they don't get the government benefits. You know what I mean? So you could be sitting right next to the person who's getting some banging ass benefits that you don't get because you don't work for the government and you're a contractor. Do you think that, well, let me first say this. When you think of EPMD, do you think DJ Scratch is part of EPMD?
Yeah.
All right. You think he's a part of it. Nick, you think he's a part of it. What about you, Rat?
Yeah. I don't. That's probably the first group that I recognized that was hip hop that had me listening to the music. He was not a part of the group when that came about. I recognize him as having a pivotal point in their success from what he was able to bring to the table, but I don't put him with EPMD. As far as if I go to an EPMD show, I gotta see Scratch. I don't put them two together.
Yeah.
What's up, Nick?
I feel what Rex saying there. With Spinderella is kind of different because she actually rapped too. She been in the videos. Like, she actually had verses on some of them Salt and Pepper records.
Correct. Yes, she did.
I'll say this, because, again, I check out after that Assault with a Deadly Pepper and the Shake Your Thing and all that, I kind of checked out. So I do know she has that verse on What a Man, because I don't care what plant you lived on, you heard fucking What a Man.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
that
verse. But real quick, what did you think? EPMD, Scratch. Is Scratch part of the group?
Nah, not really. I mean, I know Scratch from just because he was in Jersey. I mean, growing up. So, but I don't consider him to be a part of EPMD like that. Like, not for me. I know he rolls with them, but it's Eric and Parrish for me.
Right. Me and Ed was talking about this earlier, and for me, and this is wild because it's one of those things I'm just thinking about. Yo, to me, if you're not on the cover and your name ain't part of the group, you ain't in the group. So for me, and I'm just realizing this, not today, I've realized this, but I never looked at Jam Master Jay as part of Run DMC. And I grew up on Run DMC because he's never been on the cover. His name is not part of the group. And it wasn't until after he got killed that it was like, damn, man, like, where's Jay? Like, you know, then it was like, damn, I want to just see Run D without Jay. But my whole life, I never looked at Jam Master Jay as part of the group. Same thing with EPMD. If EPMD comes to the Howard Theater in DC and DJ Scratch ain't there, I don't even stop for a millisecond to think, oh shit, Scratch ain't there. Do I want to go? See, when I think of people as part of the group, I'm thinking Brand New Beats. And I'm thinking, is Pooba gonna be there? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or they're doing this native tongue show out here in DC, and it's like, well, Leaders is gonna be there. But I'm like, but is Busta gonna be there? Because if Busta gonna be there, I don't want to see Dinko and Charlie and Milo in the day. So those that make me stop and think, like, I'm not EPMD, I don't even need to hear Scratch. And Rack, I feel you. I don't even know if he brought that much to the group. Now, keep in mind, I think his scratches on Gold Digger are some of my favorite scratches of all time.
Rampage.
But I still would have loved them songs without Scratch. But all that to just
Agreed.
Do you think that EPMD fucked up by saying, like, they're touring without Scratch? Like, do y'all think that that's wrong?
I mean, I do, but like, you grew up with it. Like, by the time I got to EPMD, we talking about the crossover. Right. Y'all actually grew up with him, so y'all look at him different to me. So
but here's the wild part. Like, the wild part is for their first album. I mean, Scratch has been down with them since the second album.
Yes.
You know what I mean, so the first album was DJ Caleb Balls, and from what I heard was they were on tour with Run, and they was like, Jam Master Jay stepped at him like, yo, your show ain't dope enough. You need a good DJ. Yo, my young boy Scratch. And that's how they connected. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I guess because of that, it was kind of like, I looked at it like, you work for us. Like, you're not really part of the group. Like, and here's a story that a lot of people don't know. That when Guru and Premier met and they would sign in the deal to Wild Pitch, Guru explained to Premier that if you are only my DJ, you're not signing this contract.
Exactly. You gotta make beats too.
You're gonna have
to do something.
I can get anybody to DJ for me. You ain't getting half of this money. You know, now keep in mind, Guru was old. Guru was probably 50-something when he died. So maybe when he signed that deal, he a grown man already. He
about 30. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's what made Primo say, shit, I better go make some beats if I want to be part of this group and get on this contract. You know what I mean? So I think that's why for me, because it's those two things. Your name ain't in the group and you ain't on the cover of no albums. I can't call you, say you're part of the group. But so y'all do feel like EPMD and Salt and Pepper are wrong for now touring or going on without Scratch?
Salt and Pepper more so.
What'd you say?
Salt and Pepper more so.
Okay, Salt and Pepper more so. What about you, Porsche?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Nick. It's more like messed up that they would do that than anything else, but I guess it's business, right? Like business is business, so. And
the wild part is the last episode last night. Like they said like Spinderella had left before, and Salt was like, when you came back in 2014, we explained to you that you work for Salt and Pepper, that you are not part of this group. You know what I mean? And so I'm sitting here bugging like, well, it's 2019. Why are you beefing? Like, cause Spinderella's like, well, if Oprah calls, are y'all gonna have 3 seats on the stage for me? And they're like, nah, we gonna have 2 for Salt and Pepper. Like, we explained this shit to you. And it makes me think of a relationship like, you ever like break up with a girl and then you want to get back with her and she's like, we only gonna be friends. And you're like, yeah, we only gonna be friends. But in the back of your mind, you like, I'm gonna find a way to get back in with this. To me, that's the only thing Spin could have been doing, because if they told you in 2014, you work for us, why are we still having this conversation in 2019 about why am I not part of the group? Like, we talked about this 5 years ago, my nigga. Like, why are we still having this conversation? So
I think that's part of her being delusional, because as a DJ, you know that's always something. If you're not on a main contract for a group, you're a DJ, so your job is to do that, bring that aspect to the show. What I think she failed to do over the last 30 years was do what Scratch did. Scratch learned how to make beats. Scratch made himself something that he didn't have to be chained to one group. His name is his name. Now, he's one of the dopest DJs, but we've talked about this. Scratch is a dope producer. He can go and do those things. He can go out here and attach his name to tens of other people. Spinderella never did that. If you go to a show that she's DJing, it's billed Spinderella from Salt and Pepper. It's billed as that. So in her mind, you're taking away a part of her identity that unfortunately she was not able to put in a business box. She made that as part of her identity.
You made a great point with the word delusion.
Because she's delusional as fuck.
People are delusional. Like, I really truly believe you guy thinks he's just as nice as Deck and Meth and the rest of them.
I really does.
Believe that.
He does.
And the wild part is I was talking to my man about that. I read this book called 7 Seconds Less. It was a season with the Phoenix Suns. And Sean Marion was mad because he felt like he was tired of being treated like the third leg of that squad. And I'm sitting here reading a book like, but nigga, you are the third leg. Sean Marion. I'm like, number one, Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire are both better than you. So you are the third best player on this team. But I swear to y'all, in this book, the whole entire season, he's bitching and whining about how he's better than them. So you just brought up a great point with that, Rick, just being delusional. Because anybody who watches basketball is going to look and be like, Sean Marion, you really think you're better than Steve Nash and fucking Amari Stoudemire? Are you kidding me?
Some people just aren't self-aware, man, and that's just a shame, dog. Like, you really got to be aware of yourself.
Yeah, self-awareness is not.
She had the perfect chance to capitalize on that. Learn how to make beats. Shit, Coco Chanel did. Coco Chanel's a fucking dope producer. But she stuck to that shit so hard that when she left the group the first time, she was distraught.
And here's the wild part. I don't even, at least with Scratch, he can scratch. I don't know if I've ever heard of Scratch on a song.
That's it. I'm not saying that you can't have the title of a DJ and not know how to, because that's just the thing nowadays. But back at that time, at that day, you had to be able to do something to put your name next to the 2 letters of the word DJ. You can't just stand up there and just fucking do the Eric B shit and do this shit. He scratched. He wasn't the best, but he fucking scratched. He brought something to the table, whether it was muscle or some fucking scratches. He did that. She never did that.
You're scratched on those shits, man.
Hey, man, that's what the credits say.
Every time I saw Eric on stage, he just doing like this with the record. He just
moving his head,
staying right there.
But like another thing with Spinderella, like I don't know the contract. I can't speak on that. But like for the fans of the group, she was on all of the covers. Like it ain't like a Jam Master Jay thing where he wasn't on the cover. She's on the covers.
Yeah.
So I could kind of feel her being like, damn, I'm on the covers. I could kind of feel her feeling slighted. But like you said, if they had that contract and it said you are a DJ for hire, you're not in the group.
That's it.
She got it.
It don't matter if you're on that cover or not, Nick.
Exactly.
You are a DJ for hire. They just letting you take the fucking picture.
Exactly. You got to roll with it.
All right, y'all. Give them all the stuff. DJ Rec One.
Twitter at DJ Rec One. Instagram at DJ Rec One. The website's coming up. It's www.worldwiderec1.com.
All right, Nick. Give them everything, good brother.
Big Bro will have it linked up on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, Porsche.
Yeah, you'll tag it. you'll tag it.
No doubt. Yeah.
Yow Music, YAW Music on Twitter, on Instagram as well. I think that's it. Yeah. Got some more coming out soon.
Drop that heat.
Coming through. It's coming through. We're mixing right now. We're mixing it right now.
That's what's up.
Yo, I'll tell y'all this. Yo, I appreciate we getting killed. Lane, we a street now. We a street. We coming.
Okay, we getting there. Yeah.
But
we slowly climbing back up.
Because once them Eminem stands came out there, I felt good. I was like, all right. Y'all know this would be Kill Apartment, APT5 on Twitter, Kill 889 on IG. We'll make beats for food. Got the album coming out with Yow. Got the album with my young boy Mousse dropping the first week of July, I think.
I hear that joint too.
I'm excited for that.
Yo, I'll send it to y'all tonight. I'll
excited for that
tonight to check out. Well, no, I'll wait till Bandana because I know everybody wants Bandana right now. So
what's I'm not even there with you, bro. Just I don't even know who that is right now.
That's the Matt Lib and Freddie Gibbs.
That dropped tonight?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah. So I don't want y'all like okay, you say, okay, I'll get that shit out of here. It's midnight. So I'll give y'all a couple of days with that for a send it to you like Monday or Tuesday. My man Jamal Gasol, No Joy Without Pain Part 3 is out. Jamal.
Yeah. Prayers up to the God, man.
With my man Keystar. I will check y'all next week, y'all.
See ya.
Later.
Drop the sign. Why am I best in this profession? All the things Marley does in his studio. Cause there's not another rhyme quite like my